You know that feeling, right? You've set in some official paperwork and now you're just waiting. And the anxiety is real. But what happens when the answer that comes back is a big, fat no? Well, it can be super confusing, not to mention stressful. So, in this explainer, we're going to demystify what these regulatory actions actually mean, from a simple rejection all the way to a serious penalty. So let's ask that question directly. What happens when your official submission is denied? It's a moment that can totally stop you in your tracks. You did all the work, you filled out the forms, and then nope. But is this a simple little fix, or is it a major problem? Honestly, understanding that difference is absolutely crucial, and that's exactly what we're going to break down right now, step by step.
Okay, first things first, let's get a handle on the language here. The words these agencies use, rejection versus cancellation, it's not just bureaucratic gobbledygook. Believe me, those words have very specific meanings that tell you exactly what you need to do next. And this right here, this is the heart of it. A simple rejection and a formal penalty are worlds apart. To make it stick, let's think of it like levels in a video game. You've got to know which level of difficulty you're on, right? Because that's the first step to figuring out how to win. So let's start with level 1, the most common and thankfully the least severe outcome, a simple rejection of your submission.
In our video game analogy, a rejection is basically like losing a life and having to restart the current level. It means your submission showed up, but it couldn't even get past the front door because something basic was missing or wrong.
And why do you have to restart the level? Well, it's almost always for these kinds of administrative reasons. You can see it here. Maybe you forgot a document, you used the wrong format, you missed the deadline, or maybe you just forgot to pay a fee. The key thing is, these are all fixable mistakes. It's not a final judgment on what you're trying to do.
And that's the main takeaway for this part. A rejection feels like a pain, for sure, but it's just a roadblock, not a dead end. It's the system basically saying, hey, go back, fix this one little thing, and then try again. It's almost always a solvable problem.
All right, so let's move on to the next term and level up the seriousness here. We're now talking about a cancellation of a notification.
Now, a cancellation is a whole different ballgame. In this case, your submission actually got past the gatekeeper. It was accepted, but somewhere in the review process, they found a major problem. So in our analogy, this isn't just restarting the level. This is like getting sent all the way back to the very start of the game.
What I love about this slide is how clearly it shows the difference. A rejection on the left happens right at the start. It's usually an admin fix. You just correct and resubmit. A cancellation, though, that happens after it's been accepted. It's because of a real, substantive issue, and your next move is way more complicated, maybe even a formal appeal. And the reasons you get sent back to the start are much more serious. We're talking about things like them discovering you provided misleading information or finding out your submission just isn't compliant. It could even be something out of your control, like the regulations themselves changed, making your whole submission invalid. And that brings us to the final boss level, the most severe category of all, punitive actions and penalties. So if a rejection is restarting the level and a cancellation is restarting the whole game, a penalty is like getting your account banned, period. The goal here isn't about getting your submission approved anymore. The goal is to punish you for breaking the rules.
Yeah, you can really see the shift here. We've gone way beyond just fixing paperwork. We are now in the territory of active enforcement. This is a direct consequence for a major violation, like submitting fake data or knowingly breaking the rules. This is pretty much game over.
And the consequences, they are very real, and they can be very damaging. We're talking huge fines, losing your license to operate, facing legal action, or even having your company publicly shamed. The stakes just don't get any higher than this. So let's pull all of this together now and just take a quick look at the big picture one more time. This escalation path really sums it all up, doesn't it? It starts with a rejection. That's your chance to fix things and retry the level. It can climb to a cancellation, a much more serious setback that sends you back to the start. And it can end with a penalty, the final game over consequence for major violations. And this is why knowing the difference is so powerful. When you understand whether you're facing a simple rejection, a complicated cancellation, or a severe penalty, you can stop feeling so overwhelmed. It gives you the power to see how serious the situation is and take the right actions to fix it. So I'll leave you with this question to think about.
Now that you have this clarity on all the potential outcomes, from a simple restart level to a full-on account ban, how does that change your strategy for your next big submission? Something to consider. Thanks for watching.